Hi everyone, my name is Miguel. I am part of the Zlaant team, and in this video what we're going to do is we're going to take you through 5 very short, convenient exercises to combat 5 of the most common injuries that both road runners and trail runners have to deal with and help bulletproof your body for that long and arduous run. What we're going to do is all these exercises can be done individually as like a daily little exercise should you want to just practice 5 minutes of injury prevention every day, or you can easily incorporate these into a larger strength program should you be involved in more intense strength training as well. All right, so let's get on. So we're going to start from the bottom and we're going to work our way up. One of the most common injuries for runners is Achilles tendinitis. Often the Achilles is just your tendon here. As a result, typically of overuse or an increase in training intensity, which is just that inflammation and pain. So one of the best ways to avoid that is simply both strengthening the calf muscle and improving flexibility, but also strengthening the Achilles tendon. So one of the best exercises for that is called the Achilles, or is called the calf drop or the heel drop. So you go up on 2 legs, and you go down slowly on 1. So this is what we call an eccentric exercise. Eccentric exercises are just what you're doing is you're contracting your muscle, but your muscle is still lengthening. So think of slowly dropping a bag. If you were to fully relax, the bag would just completely drop to the floor. But eccentric strength is that you're contracting your muscle, but it's still lengthening. And the reason you want to do this form of exercise, it's great for any form of injury prevention, is because it uses the strength of your tendon as well. So what you want to do is you want to go up, and then right at the top, you want to drop nice and slowly. Aim for like 5 to 10 seconds until your heel is nice and bottom on the floor. And you can also alternate, go to the other one so you don't overtrain one. And all you want to do here is 5 to 10 reps. You focus on time. So it's not a lot of reps. You don't have to do 10, 15 reps. And then you can alternate as well. Take a nice break in between. So that's a great move for Achilles tendinitis. One move, both stretching and strengthening the muscle, which is a nice holistic solution. Another very common injury that runners have to deal with is lateral ankle sprains. So I know on the trails, obviously there's very uneven surfaces. You have to deal with potentially, a misstep and having to be resilient so your ankle can, take that awkward landing. One of the best exercises that you can do on our ZlaantBoard, which has got a nice asymmetrical rocker, which follows the natural or the ideal range of motion of your ankle, is to do the 45 degrees Zlaant rock. So, and single-legged as well is even better, just so you're getting more loading of that one ankle. What the 45 degree means is that instead of having your foot placed from top to bottom, it's across the board with the outside of your foot facing the top of the board, so your heel's on one corner and your toes on the other corner. You can rest your whole weight on that one ankle, so you're really loading it, and then what you want to do, you want to start in the control position, rock slowly forward onto your toe, and then come back. The reason why this 45 degrees Zlaant rock is particularly good for lateral ankle sprains is because it targets the muscles on the outside of your leg and really targets the tibialis anterior, which is one of the key muscles in terms of helping to prevent lateral ankle sprains. Okay, so just like that, it's perfect. If you do happen to have a bandit, which is a great addition to your recovery tool set, or your recovery toolbox, apologies, what you can do is you can hold the bandit nice and taut, so you're having that resistance, and then you're pushing down against that resistance, which means you're engaging the muscles even more, and even better than that, on the way back, you're also resisting this elastic energy of the bandit. So both the muscles at the front of your leg are being engaged, and the muscles at the back of your leg are being engaged equally in both positions of the rock. So that's lateral ankle sprains. Nice, simple, one move. The next move that we're going to do, we're going to move up the body again. We're going to go to our shin splints. So I myself, unfortunately, I'm a member of the Zlaant team, but that doesn't mean I'm injury avoidant. Unfortunately, I'm still a human, so I do get injuries myself. One of the best exercises to avoid shin splints, which is literally just damage or micro trauma to both the bone and the soft tissue and even the muscle in your shins, is the Zlaant rock. So one of the best things to do to help avoid shin splints is you want to strengthen your muscles. in the lower part of your leg. The reason why you want to strengthen your muscles is because they can then absorb more of the force that results from you hitting the floor in running, because it's a very, very repetitive stress sport, which means that they can alleviate that stress from the bone, and they can alleviate that stress from the soft tissue that otherwise can get inflamed and suffer from microtrauma. One of the most common exercises to help deal with shin splints is normally just your typical calf raise. But one of the nice things about the board, which makes it so unique, and one of my favorite things about it as someone who deals with shin splints myself, is using the Zlaant rock. This is where I think the Zlaant rock is a move in on its own. There's no competition in terms of dealing with shin splints, because when you rock down on your toes, you're engaging and back on your heels, nice and smooth with control. You're engaging both the muscles at the back of your leg, your lower leg, which are your calves, and also the muscles in the front of your lower leg, which are your shin muscles, so your tibialis anterior and posterior. And by strengthening on both sides of your lower leg, you're actually getting a very effective protective strengthening against shin splints. So even doing this before a run and after a run can really help manage symptoms of shin splints and help you avoid any pain. If you want to level it up a little bit, what you can do, again, if you happen to have a Zlaant banded handy, hold it nice and tight so you can do resisted rocks. Again, slowly pushing down on your toes and then slowly coming back down onto your heels. So a nice smooth rocking motion. By adding resistance, you're just loading those muscles a little bit more, so you're improving their strength response. So you're improving the ability of them to build strength, by default, protect from shin splints even better. Okay, continuing to move up the leg. I believe this is move number 4 now. We're now going to go on to runner's knee. You've all probably been waiting for this. Runner's knee is the most common injury that runners have to deal with, especially a chronic injury. What you want to do with runner's knee, proven time and time again, one of the best moves is decline squats. So to do that on the board, you want to put the balls of your feet onto the floor and have your heels on the board, so you can get a nice fixed control position on the board. You don't want it to be on the rocker, you want it to be on its nice fixed flat side. And then all you want to do, if you want to start nice and easy, you can simply do decline squats, which is going down and up. But if you want to improve and make it a little bit more difficult and also add an eccentric component, because as we said with the Achilles tendinitis, eccentric exercises will better help load the patellar tendon, and it helps eccentric exercises use that tendon as a force, as they use the tendon strength in the exercise movement. So by using the tendon strength, it helps to better recondition the tendon. And as we know, runner's knee is an issue with the patellar tendon. So what you want to do is, in a decline eccentric squat, is you want to go up on 2 legs, lift one leg off the floor, and then slowly drop down on one leg. Then both back on the board, up on 2 legs, and slowly down on one leg. The nice thing as well about being in this decline position is that you don't actually have to lower so much to get that loading of the patellar tendon. You can just lower to a nice 45-degree angle and come back up. All right. Other important thing, the reason why you want to do decline squats is they just simply help to isolate the quadriceps. So if you're doing squats on the floor, you're using all muscles, but if you're doing decline squats, it helps to isolate the quadriceps, which also helps to load the patellar tendon a little bit more. Last injury that we're going to cover now, exercise number 5, is going to be ITBS, so iliotibial band syndrome. What you want to do to help avoid ITB, which actually presents as a discomfort on the lateral side of your knee. So even though your ITB band or iliotibial band goes from your hip to your knee, the symptoms present low at your knee. So if you're unsure if you may be dealing with that or not, one of the best ways to help combat the pain or manage the symptoms of ITBS and also avoid the injury altogether is to do adductor exercises. So if you have a ZlaantBoard and a Zlaant bandit on hand, you can do resisted leg raises or adductor raises or abductor raises, sorry. So all you're simply doing is you're holding the bandit nice and tight, fixing the bandit on like the middle of your foot so the bandit doesn't shoot out in any direction, and you're simply lifting that leg away from the body. Nice and easy. So you want to essentially lift your leg into the bandit. So you're pushing away from your body and that way you're targeting your adductors, which are your glutes, or some of the main adductors. And by strengthening your adductors, you're helping to alleviate that stress on the IT band, and ultimately helping to protect against iliotibial band syndrome. Another good exercise that you can do if you do not happen to have a bandit is you can do what is known as the Zlaant kickstarters. So this is in the freestyle position. This is without the bandit. One of the great things about this exercise is it's a very dynamic exercise, and it's going to target both the glute medius, which is an important adductor, on just the standing leg, as well as the medius and maximus of the actual working leg. So you're going to kick back like you're kickstarting a bike, come nice round and over, and starting right from where you started in the beginning. So foot comes back together, kicking out and around like you're climbing or stepping over a fence, and then back to the start. So just by doing that, you're targeting the gluteus maximus muscles and medius on this leg, as well as the stabilizer muscle medius on this leg. And by doing that move, you can help protect against iliotibial band syndrome. So those are the 5 exercises. Nice and simple. You can just do those moves. A lot of these injuries may have various other causes of injury, but just by doing these simple exercises, it can go a long way into helping to make your body more resilient to these injuries, so you don't have to worry about potentially developing these injuries in your training, and you definitely don't have to worry about actually, suffering from these injuries in your training as well, because it can potentially help manage your symptoms. Really happy running, guys. Look forward to seeing you on the race day, and stay injury free.